You know that bunch rot is coming. It's just a matter of the right conditions. We can offer you a forward-looking, biorational solution called Mevalone. It utilizes a novel soft chemistry and truly unique mode of action.
Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with American Vineyard Magazine, reporting to you here today from Unified Symposium in downtown Sacramento. It's been a great couple of days. I'm here with Michael Miiller from the California Association of Winegrape Growers. CAWG partners with ACV in putting on this event. We're really grateful for what you guys do. And not only that, but your constant advocacy efforts on behalf of winegrape growers across the state. And something particular you're working on has to do with ag overtime. It's a big deal. The wages increases in California and overtime regulations and laws that have been implemented over the recent years have caused an increasing burden for our employers in agriculture. And I mean, we've got hard enough time maintaining and keeping the workers that we do have in the state. So tell us, Michael, about the work of CAWG to try to help alleviate some of that financial stress.
So to start with, you have to go back in history a little bit. In 2016, the legislature passed legislation that required that if an ag employee is working overtime, that they have to get time and a half or double time depending on the situation. But they have to get overtime compensation for overtime hours. In 2016, all the ag organizations, including CAWG, went to the legislature and said, we cannot afford it. You can require ag overtime compensation, but they're not going to get the hours. And it's actually not going to be helpful to employees. The legislature disregarded that warning and said, we want to do it anyway. And they basically thought we were crying wolf. Fast forward to today, 2025, you have a report out of UC Berkeley that shows exactly what we warned them of in 2016. Indeed, the compensation, take-home compensation for ag employees has been reduced as a result of the ag overtime requirement.
It's not just about ag employers trying to punish the system for what they're doing. It's more like this is a necessity to survive, right?
Right. So, our event this week is great. I'm really glad to see so many people here participating in the industry. It's an industry that will survive. But in the moment, we're not doing well as an industry. Employers are really suffering to continue existence in some cases. If you can't sell grapes, you can't make money. If you can't make money, you can't pay your employees. It's basically as simple as that.
Simple economics.
Right.
We learned in school.
Right. It's not rocket science. So what that means then is that if employers are going to provide overtime for employees, they have to get some assistance. Now, in both Oregon and the state of New York, those are both blue states, the legislature and governors of both states have said, we want ag employees to get overtime, and we are willing to provide a tax credit for employers to help compensate those employers for the cost of ag overtime wages. And that is the law today in both New York and Oregon. We are pursuing a similar law here in California. We're doing it with the Farm Bureau, other ag groups. We've invited labor unions to join us. Labor unions should support an effort that increases the compensation of their members. I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll see. It won't be for a lack of us reaching out to them and trying. We want them to support it. We think they should. In 2020, then the chair of the Assembly Appropriations Committee, Robert Rivas from Hollister area, he authored a similar bill to this. But then the pandemic happened and it was never revisited. So we're going back to it now. And back in 2016, the legislature said, if you have data to support this down the road, let us know. We have data now. We know that employees are just not getting the hours that they used to. This is resulting in less compensation, less take-home pay. So we want to fix that by making it easier for employers to provide those hours and to pay those wages.
That's really important because agriculture is a very unique industry. The amount of work that goes in at certain times of the year, with harvest, the demands for overtime are significant. I mentioned the pandemic. These are essential workers we're talking about that are providing for our food security. And so it just makes sense, right, to have some, they do need to get paid well, but at the same time, we need the support as an industry to be able to provide for this, right?
Well, obviously, yeah. And if you're looking at rural communities, there is a ripple effect of the economy. when you increase the compensation of ag workers, you're increasing the local economy, increasing local tax revenues, and you're helping raise those rural communities. Right now, they're suffering with the decline in agriculture, and we want to help fix that through this. And it's a tax credit. It's not the end-all, save-all, but it is at least a start in the right road.
Well, that's great, and the fact that you said a couple other states, blue states, have passed legislation for this, I think that gives us hope that California can do the same. So thank you for your efforts, Michael, and the California Association of Wine Grape Growers in pursuing this. Read more about it in American Vineyard Magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.